With this kiss, I pledge my love.
The wedding, staging that was a huge challenge. It's the first and last time we'll ever have this many main characters in the same place at the same time.
It's the massive scene which takes up about half the episode. In a movie, we probably would have had 2 weeks to shoot a scene that's going to end up taking about 24 minutes of screen time, and we had to do it in 4 days.
The ceremony itself was very decadent, and Joffrey and Marjorie were the centerpieces.
I wanted it to look as royal as possible. We did the wedding as if they opened all the doors in the sept, because the sept has always been almost tomb-like.
The dress is just beautifully designed. It's every girl's princess fantasy dream, really.
I wanted it to be sort of quite a traditional dress, so it was a bit of a sort of labour of love.
When you read the wedding feast in the script, it's completely mad. Doves coming out of a big pie, you have a giant lion's head.
It was just such an enormous set and so many extras and so much main action. It was the biggest thing that King's Landing has basically ever seen.
We were very lucky that we had Alex Graves as our director. It's a scene that he's been preparing for months and months.
I wanted it to be this beautiful, sunny day. Very not Game of Thrones. Hopefully the audience will be thinking something really bad is going to happen. I don't understand what it is, but I know it's coming. So that when Joffrey started to have, his mood swings, you just went, oh my God.
There's been too much amusement here today. A royal wedding is not an amusement.
Joffrey has arranged a troupe of dwarves to reenact his victories over the other armies, which Joffrey knows is humiliating to Tyrion.
Joffrey gives birth to this idea, and so it's, fittingly idiotic and insulting, and his enjoyment of it makes it more so.
For me as an actor, it made me uncomfortable in a really good way. I loved that they took that leap.
Uncle, you can be my cupbearer, seeing as you're too cowardly to fight.
Your Grace does me a great honor.
It's not meant as an honor. Joffrey wants to humiliate Tyrion and take him under his control.
Tyrion has never been faced with this much public humiliation because he usually has an answer for it. He's usually center stage, and he usually is better at it than the people around him. But this time around, it's quite shocking, and he's left as an audience member.
This is Joffrey's house. And it's Joffrey's rules, and if you mess around, you're going to be humiliated.
In the middle of the growing tension, all of a sudden Marjorie says,
Look, the pie!
She calms the mood for a moment at least, so he leaves Tyrion's torment just for a brief moment.
Marjorie genuinely doesn't realise what's happening when Joffrey starts to show signs of being uncomfortable. And then obviously it's a very steep, very quick, violent deterioration.
He's choking!
The poor boy!
You would think that when you have a villain like Joffrey, no matter how loathsome a human being might be, it's still a human being. On the one hand, no one deserved it more than Joffrey. On the other hand, you're seeing a mother watch her firstborn child die in an incredibly painful way.
One of the things that we loved about Joffrey's death in the books, and hopefully replicated in the show, is both how anticlimactic his death is and how human it is.
I love Jack. I just looked at him and I would tear up because I was like, he's going to be gone, and he's such a great presence.
To see him suddenly die in that spectacular fashion. It's sad, but it's very true to the story and true to this world.
Just because you die and you leave doesn't mean you're not part of the family anymore. Once Game of Thrones family, always Game of Thrones family.
I miss playing a fun character, but nothing compares to everyone here. I miss them a lot.